Hello students, how are you all? Hopefully you are having an amazing day. I'm Muhammad Naeem Amin Bhatti and welcome to my channel. We are having the second lecture on the definitions and features of language. So we will start from the third feature of the language. In our earlier lecture, lecture number 1 on this topic, we have discussed some of the language definitions and its features. So let's talk about what the language is primarily. So basically, the very simple answer to this question is the language is primarily vocal, that we can say through our vocal cords, through our mouth, by using our teeth and tongue, that is made up for the vocal sounds, and it is produced by the psychological articulatory mechanism. So it is totally a mechanism which is used to describe the things, to utter the things, and to listen the language. So we have discussed this all of the scenario and this process in our previous lectures as well. So through this diagram you can understand how the articulatory movement produces the different type of the speech perceptions which are adopted by the people, by the listeners. We talk about the speech and writing. So I will put the speech as the primary function and language as a secondary function. That writing is a secondary function. So a child learns to speak first and writing comes much later. A man speaks much more than he writes, and writing is always graphical representation of the vocal sounds like the letters K, Q. Total quantum of the speech is TQ, written material. So basically the written material is secondary thing, and the speak or the speaking things, which the things which we speak, we can speak easily, are the primary things. If we talk about the advantage of writing, so the very first advantage of the writing is pen is mightier than the sword. Like the things which we can describe in our words on the page are far more effective than the things we use in common day-to-day life. It could be preserved in the books or the records as well. So, primacy of the speech over writing is that spoken words are powerful, can be preserved, audio cassettes, tape recorders, etc. But writing, we cannot deny the importance of the writing as well. So, both of the things or the both of the steps, while in the speaking way or in the writing way, are as much helpful for as us. So, if we talk about the language is a system of systems, it is a duality basically. It is an organized combination of the elements, like small number of the meaningless elements, sounds, words in the combination produces a large number of meaningful elements. These systems operate at the two levels, like phonological level and semantical level. Syntactic level is far more beyond from the language, like the phonological is basically phonetics, that how to utter the speech sound. Similarly, phonological level, to form the meaningful units or the word sounds are arranged in the certain established systems, like how to produce the word cat or the act, pat, tap, pack, etc. So phonetics basically deals at utterance of the words, while the syntactical level deals to frame the accomplishment or the acceptable, meaningful sentences. Words are arranged in the particular system, like the grammatical things or the structural rules, etc. The hunter shot the tiger with a gun means that the tiger cannot shot a gun with the hunter. So this will be basically a meaningless thing grammatically structured ways, as so we have to develop a sentence in such a way that which makes the grammatical sense or the structural rules a form of the social behavior. So the society is always having behaving with the language. A child picks up the language of the social setup and learns to speak community language. A Chinese infant, if placed in an Indian family, will easily learn to speak the Indian language, and same is the thing with the Indian infant. If it will be placed in the Chinese family or society, he will or she will simply learn that how to speak the Chinese language. So it is basically adaptive. Language is a symbol system, and it always concrete event and object to mark, and it stands for something relatively abstract. Words or symbols stand for objects like table, wooden glass board supported by the four or three legs, etc. And message in form of the symbols like speaker and receiver can give their own messages. The uniqueness of the human language is human language versus animal communication. We will discuss the very first uniqueness is displacement. To talk about the things places, we can talk about the things and places, but the animal don't have such luxury. To create the fiction, we can create fiction, but animal cannot. To yoke future, past, present, we the human have all of these qualities, but the animals have not. The second uniqueness is it is infinite communication system, so it is transferable to the next generation and deals with the present, past and future. Animals have small number of messages like hunger, fear or anger, etc. It is open endedness is the other uniqueness of this language. The human language, we use the language to say anything, produce new trances. A bee by its dance can convey the distance, the direction of the nectar, and it cannot convey how good or how bad honey is. Language is flexible or open ended, it is modifiable, extendable, it changes, grows new words or the additions, downloading software or lasers, etc. Animal communication system is closed system like bees dance or cocks crow. So same is the thing with the animal language, that they have closed system, but the human beings has the open system of the language, as the same as that were 200 years ago. Animals are doing such things again and again, while the human beings are having modifications. Language has discreteness in it. It is clear, distinguishable, separate and identifiable symbols. And if we talk about the structural complexity, so English, if we talk about the specific language of English, it forms the thousands of the words. Like here are the approximations of the sound and the words. You can see millions of sentences are there in this structural complexity of the English language, and internal structure of the sentences are here. And there is no complexity in monkeys cry or bees buzz, etc. Non-instinctive language, every human has to learn the language from parents, society, etc., and human acquired the different type of the languages. So we can surely say that the human language is non-instinctive language. So that's it from today's lecture. We have done our second lecture on the topic what is language, and hopefully you might be able to understand all of the conceptions. Till the next lecture, it's goodbye from me.